First, I'd like to give a special thanks to Paramount Motors for making this video possible. They supplied the car in today's video, and I'm a past customer. They are a very nice dealership, and I've had really good experiences. I highly recommend them if you're in the market for an electric vehicle. They are located just south of downtown Seattle, near the old Rainier Brewery. Hi, this is John with The Evolving World. Today I'm doing a video on a 2015 Volkswagen e-Golf. This is the premium edition. It's in white. Has black leather interior. So I'm going to do a walk around of the vehicle and kind of show you what it looks like and then kind of point out certain things that stand out to me and that might be of interest. First of all, one thing that you notice with this car is that it doesn't look too different than a regular Golf. And I really like that about the car. I think there's really no reason to be distinctive other than the wheels. The wheels kind of stand out. They're a little bit more flush and aerodynamic. Helps out with efficiency and range. So this is a Mark 7 edition of the Golf. This chassis was actually designed to be kind of universal. It's designed to be electric, it's designed to be gas, it's designed to be a hybrid, designed to be a diesel. It's supposed to be a chassis that's basically universal for all different types of fuel types. So as is such, the car weighs about 3,400 pounds. It has a 24 kilowatt battery pack, which makes it right in alignment with some of the competition, such as the Ford Focus, which actually weighs 250 pounds more. The Leaf weighs about the same, and the Kia Soul also weighs about the same. However, the Soul has a 27 kilowatt pack. But unlike those three cars, this car has one big, huge advantage, and that is it has an independent rear suspension, which makes this car in a totally different class, in my opinion. I'll get into that much in detail on my driving review section. 0 to 60 is achieved in about 9.5 seconds, which is just a little bit faster than the other three cars. And the range is about 83 miles EPA, which is a little bit better than the Focus in 76 and the Leaf 73. Now the Soul does go 90, but it does have a 3 kilowatt larger battery pack. The car features LED lighting, both on the exterior as well as the interior for maximum efficiency. It also looks really nice. I like the design of it. It's very modern, very pleasant design. As far as the motor compartment, there's actually lots of room in that space in place of a big engine. There's lots of space in there to get this stuff if you ever have to, but of course with an electric car you never have to mess with it. I also noticed there's a lot of nice little touches, like there's a gas strut to hold up the hood, which is always better than a steel rod. So yeah, you really can't tell the difference looking at the car. There's no intrusion into the passenger compartment or anything. It looks very much just like a regular Golf. No difference whatsoever until you realize that you open the fuel door to find that there's actually a charging port instead. And so it uses the standard J1772 charging port, which is common pretty much everywhere. And this particular model has an SAE combo plug, which is the fast charger. And so that should charge up the car in about 30 minutes or so. That's the 2 pins on the bottom. The only problem with this system is that it's not really that common yet. There's a shortage of chargers available. The trunk area features a 12-volt power supply, and it also has an additional tier, like a false floor on it to hide the charger. I find this to be kind of unuseful and kind of a waste of space, so I would recommend just pulling that out and just tossing it and using the full space, because you don't really want to lose a lot of space just to hide a little charger back there, since the charger is not something that you generally carry around with you. There's also an abundant amount of little hooks and everything, so you can add a cargo net. And there's also a pass-through through the seats to haul long items like skis and such. Back seats are very easy to get into, very comfortable seats and everything, and it didn't seem like there was anything cheap about the interior or anything other than the headliner. The front seats I found to be very comfortable as well, very easy to adjust and get to the right driving position. One thing that seemed a little odd to me is that there's power for both front seats, but only for the recline. You have to manually adjust the seat forward and manually adjust the height. I'm not sure why they did that. So now I'm going to step inside the car and show you just how it's like to experience the actual car, pushing all the buttons and checking all the stuff out. SD2.
Pardon?
One thing that I really like about this car is it's got the multi-link rear suspension, and under most driving conditions you really won't notice the difference, but when you get on these corners and you start hitting bumps and stuff on any kind of bumpy road or any kind of road with corners, you'll notice quite a difference in the ride comfort. Just having that multi-link in the back, you have good separation, good flat cornering. Like if you hit a pothole or something, it doesn't upset the ride at all, unlike a torsion beam suspension. Wow, this is very nice. This end is really nice. So these types of curvy roads, very, very nice. Like when I was driving my Leaf on this same road, the car would bunny hop, and every time you hit any kind of little, it would do like a lateral bunny hop kind of thing when you go around a corner and you hit a bump too hard. The whole car kind of just jerks out. This one, it's just nice and smooth and planted. Very nice. Once you drive a car with an independent rear suspension, you basically never really want to go back to a cheaper semi-auto trailing beam type suspension. Semi-independent. But yeah, this car in general, it's very nice. I like the analog gauges. I've never seen an EV that has analog gauges. I think this is the only one I've ever driven. Maybe just Smart might have analog. I'm not sure, I haven't driven that one yet, but it's nice how the gauges are. It's just something about it. It's just kind of, it's not video game stuff. It's more just gauges that do what gauges are supposed to do. You know? Yeah, this is very nice, very nice. And the ride comfort is immaculate. I mean, I think this is probably the best handling or riding EV I've driven outside of a Tesla. I mean, the ride and the quietness of it is better than the Leaf. At least a Gen 1 car. I haven't driven a Gen 2 car that's coming out here 2018. That's one of my cars I'm going to be driving in the future here. Wow, this is very nice. I mean, you just whip right through here like nothing. I mean, I'm not going that fast or anything, but it's just how smooth it all happens. No drama. Very nice car to drive. This is definitely a car, if you like a sportier handling car, more planted, secure feeling. If you want more of a family-oriented car, maybe softer riding, and you don't care about the ride quality as much, you don't care about the handling as much, then the Leaf is probably perfectly fine. These earlier, this is the 2015 that I'm driving. The 2015 and 2016 models have Panasonic Sanyo batteries. For 17, they changed over to Samsung. So I don't know if there's a reason for that or not, but these are not, they're not the same cells that are in the Leaf. The Leaf uses like NEC or something batteries, like it's like the only car that uses those batteries, and those batteries have issues with cooling. They don't cool properly, and they don't last as long as they should be lasting. I've had issues with my 2012 Leaf, which I just it was just getting too upsetting. I had to basically trade in the car and get another car. This is the car I was considering, but yeah, I might have second thoughts now. It's a very nice car. The only thing I would say about this car that might be a slight turn off. Oh, here's a nice Ferrari. Lovely. Now, when they make one of those in electric, I would be driving it, test driving it for sure. Wouldn't mind buying one if I had the money. I don't know if I have that kind of dough. 300,000 might be a little out of my price range. What was I saying? Okay, so yeah, this car is just I'm very impressed with it. It's very nice. Oh, the batteries, yes. The 2015, 2016 cars have air-cooled batteries still, so that might be a slight bit of concern, but it is a different chemistry than the Leaf batteries. I would be slightly concerned about that. I mean, I purchased a 500e that uses it's water, liquid heated and cooled batteries, which is the ultimate way to go. That's what Tesla does on all their cars, and I thought most automakers do that now, but I think some of the earlier ones, maybe the Kia Soul, maybe the Yeah, I'm not sure about all of the cars, so I'm gonna have to look into that. But I know that this one has air-cooled batteries, which might be the only thing that would be a slight bit of concern. But since it is a different chemistry and it's Panasonic Sanyo, I'm not sure if they use 1860 cells like Tesla does. I want to terrify people. But yes, they use the same kind of cells as I'm not sure if it's the exact same cell. I know it's Panasonic Sanyo, so that's good quality batteries. I mean, that's basically what Tesla uses in their cars, 18650s. I don't think that this car uses the same. If so, I would say it would be a super value because those cells are pretty much bulletproof. But they do like to be liquid cooled, and they like to be kept at a nice, comfortable temperature. So if you live in a hot desert or something, or even just gets hot every once in a while, it would deteriorate the life expectancy of the cells. That would be my only concern about this car. I mean, it seems solid. It looks just like a regular Golf, which is kind of nice. I mean, it's safe. It's not crazy. It's not i3 crazy. It's not Leaf crazy. But then again, it's not exactly super sexy either. I mean, it is a Golf, so it's kind of like nice and neutral. You know, it's not going to offend anybody, but then it's not going to tickle your senses either. It's not like a, you know, Porsche 911 or anything, or Ferrari. So when you drive in brake mode, it drives very similar to an i3 and a Tesla, where you basically never have to touch the brake pedal. I'm not touching the brake pedal right now. It's just come to a stop on its own. It seems to be very nicely tuned in. It's not overly crazy. It just seems to be just the right amount. And I think you can actually fine tune it by pushing the knob to the left or to the right here, the gear shifter. Also, another thing nice about this, it has just a conventional gear shifter. No crazy joysticks or other weird type stuff. Very, very intuitive. It's very much like a automatic transmission type car. Yeah, the regen braking is very nice. Like, you can just take your foot off all the pedals, even going down a hill, and it seems to have just the right amount. It will maintain your speed, not overly brake, and then when you brake, push your foot on the brake pedal, then it actually just regens. It seems to operate pretty nicely. I think they got it dialed in just right. But just very, very nice quality feel to the car. I mean, it's you know, it's not a Rolls Royce or anything, but it's not just a very nice feel. That's better. As far as range goes, I think it's about the same as the Leaf. It's about 80-mile range. I think the EPA is 83, I believe. My Fiat 500 is 87, but I mean, I typically get about 100 in the 500e. I mean, it does weigh 400 pounds less than this car. This car weighs about the same as the Leaf, which is pretty impressive when you consider that the battery pack is the same size. But this car has a multi-link rear suspension, which I would love to have that on a Leaf. I mean, that was one of my biggest complaints about the Leaf was lack of a real. There's another one. That's two. Yes, we have a lot of electric cars in this area. Thank goodness. The car cruises really nicely. Very easy car to drive on the highway. This car is equipped with the fast chargers, so that makes it interesting too. So you'd be able to, you just have to find the charger. And then of course the newer cars are going to have bigger batteries and such.
Okay, so I just plugged it in here. See what happens. That's the information it gives you. So unlike a Leaf or a Fiat 500e, there's no lights on the dash here. Or Focus. Focus has lights on by the plug. I didn't see any lights out there. So I don't think it gives you any kind of indication that it's doing anything. You see what happens if I push the... See what happens here. Charging time 2 hours and 20 minutes. See what happens if we go over here. Menu, car setup, maybe vehicle. Said it was charging at 6.8 kilowatts, which is pretty good speed for level 2. I don't know if there's any indication as to what since start. Yeah, that seems kind of a little bit. It would be kind of nice. I guess we have the gauge right here. It's an analog gauge, as you can see. It's flashing. I suppose if you watch that gauge would probably just continue to go up. Sort of like a gas gauge. Okay, so it's about 5 minutes later. I think the dial moved a little bit. It doesn't really tell you exactly what the percentage is, though. Just a dial. It would be kind of nice to know the exact state of charge.
So here's where all the magic happens. A little close-up of the rear suspension. Also, another cool little thing about the car is that when you flip the car into reverse, the backup camera is actually hidden by the emblem. So it kind of just has a little motorized emblem that kind of pops up and then it kind of closes on its own. It's kind of a cool little detail. So anyway, that's my review of a 2015 Volkswagen e-Golf. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it if you do. It helps out the channel. I have a lot more videos ahead, a lot more reviews ahead. Thanks again for watching.